The ocean is warming faster than anyone imagined, and the creatures are responding. From the deep south, an ancient predator has arrived in British waters. It doesn't roar. It doesn't warn. It simply takes over. Fishermen call it an invasion. Scientists call it a marine heat wave. But for those who live and die by the tides, it feels like a reckoning, a sign that the sea itself has turned against them. Off Devon and Cornwall, the water is up to 4 degrees warmer than the old norm. The air smells different, heavier with salt and decay, and the traps that once brought up crab now rise twisting with life. They're everywhere, says Tom Harris, a crabber whose family has worked these waters for generations. You open a pot, and it's like opening a bag of snakes. At Brixham Market, chaos has become currency. 36 tons of octopus are landed in a single day, where last year there were barely 200 kilos. The buyers cheer, but the fishermen stare in silence. It's a perfect storm, says Dr. Louise Redfern from Plymouth University. Warmer seas, fewer predators, and an ecosystem under pressure exactly what octopuses need to thrive. The sea has become an incubator. Plankton blooms feed fish larvae, fish feed the octopus, and the balance that once anchored the channel collapses. British waters are turning Mediterranean. The men adapt fast. They cut new escape gaps in their traps, switch from mackerel to cuttlefish bait, and rebrand themselves not as crabbers, but as octopus hunters, survivors in a sea that no longer follows rules. When the nets return, the deck turns into a living battlefield. Tentacles slap against. In the processing plants, the rhythm continues. Workers in freezing rooms wash, gut, and blanch the catch, their fingers raw from brine. Steam rises, the air thick with ink and iron. Conveyor belts hum as pale flesh slides into vacuum packs labeled "Product of the United Kingdom." By dawn, the crates are bound for Madrid and Naples, sealed stories of profit and warning. In Europe's restaurants, British octopus is now a delicacy grilled, served with lemon and wine, praised for its tenderness. Few diners realize it's the taste of a collapsing ecosystem. We're exporting climate change, says Dr. Redfern. Every shipment tells a story of the sea running out of balance. And still, demand grows. Beneath the profit lies the loss. Crab and lobster numbers fall fast, eaten alive or displaced by the newcomers. Generations of tradition erased in one summer of abundance. Last year, I had 2 crews, Tom mutters. This year, I let one go. The crabs are gone, but the bills are the same. He looks at the horizon, half proud, half afraid. Local councils debate regulation. Should octopus be managed or left wild? There's no quota, no limit. Only the race to harvest before the sea changes again. For scientists, the data is alarming. Marine heat waves now last longer, reach deeper, and push warm water species further north each year, invisible front lines of a planet in motion. We used to measure change in decades, Redfern explains. Now we measure it in fishing seasons. Her words echo over the sound of waves and engines. In laboratories, aquariums glow blue with captive octopuses. Researchers log every heartbeat, every hatchling, every clue to how far this invasion will go. The results are chilling. If temperatures keep rising, the species could establish permanent colonies across Britain's coast within 5 years, rewriting the map of its marine life entirely. But out at sea, science feels distant. The men on the boats don't have time for predictions, only for the next tide, the next catch, the next tank of diesel.
The results were terrifying.
We don't get paid to worry, one skipper says, lighting a cigarette. We get paid to fish. His laugh disappears into the wind, thin and hollow. Yet even the toughest admit the ocean feels wrong. The currents are slower, the silence deeper, and when the moon rises, the water sometimes shimmers alive with movement below. Some say they've seen it hundreds of shapes gliding beneath the hulls at night, glowing faintly as they drift toward the shallows, claiming new ground. This invasion isn't loud. It's patient, intelligent, relentless nature's quiet revolt against human control, and it's only just beginning. On land, the government celebrates exports and adaptation, but in truth, it's a race against collapse, a short-term gain built on long-term decay. The sea decides, Tom says at last, his voice low over the hum of engines. We just react. And sometimes reaction comes too late. As autumn storms roll in, the octopuses remain. They breed beneath the waves, safe in the warmth humans gave them. What began as a miracle catch has become a mirror, showing us what happens when the ocean grows tired of waiting. The British octopus boom might last months or years. But when it ends, another species will come, another shift, another imbalance waiting to surface. Because the ocean isn't dying, it's transforming into something wilder, hotter, and beyond our grasp. In the distance, gulls circle over the fog. Beneath them, the water churns, alive with arms that twist and reach toward the light. The invasion continues. Quiet, endless, inevitable. Now discover the octopus invasion, when the sea turned too warm. A story of profit, peril, and a planet that no longer waits for permission to change. But the octopus is only one chapter in a larger story. A story of oceans in motion, species shifting, and coastlines reshaped by warming tides. And far to the north, where ice still grips the sea, another battle for the future of the ocean is already underway. When the Arctic sun barely rises and daylight becomes a thin silver line on the horizon, the air itself turns sharp enough to burn the lungs. Norway's fjords lie silent beneath heavy, ancient ice, a landscape that looks untouched, eternal. Yet below that stillness, millions of salmon move through cold, black water like a slow, living heartbeat. More than 1.4 million tons of salmon leave these coasts every year. In a world hungry for protein, these isolated shores have become one of the most valuable seafood lifelines on the planet, transforming quiet fishing villages into centers of global trade. But when a single species feeds millions of people and generates nearly $1 million a day, one question rises with the tide. Who truly owns the sea? This is Now Discover. Subscribe and descend beneath the ice. Beneath the fjords lies an empire built not on chance, but on calculation. A salmon's life no longer begins in the wild, but in climate-controlled hatcheries where water chemistry, temperature cycles, and seasonal light patterns are all programmed by human hands. These are not rivers. They are nurseries of precision. Cameras track behavior. Oxygen sensors maintain perfect flow. Automated feeders deliver pellets by the gram. Drones and AI platforms glide above open sea pens, constantly scanning for disease, stress, or escape attempts. Each circular pen can hold up to 2 million fish, circling in perfect mirrored formation. A single ripple tells a technician something is wrong. Everything is measured. Everything is optimized. The ocean has become predictable or close enough to feel like it. They call it progress, efficiency, sustainability. But there is an unmistakable sterility to the process, a feeling that the sea is no longer wild, but managed. If every instinct is replaced by programming, where does life end and software begin? This is no longer fishing. This is humanity designing a creature to fit its needs. Norway now supplies over half of the world's farmed salmon, an industry generating almost $1 million in revenue every single day. Once, fishing was survival. Then it became commerce. Now, it is biological engineering scaled to the horizon. The water remains pure. The science is extraordinary. But each year, the boundary between nature and technology grows thinner, almost invisible. And yet, above the surface, the ocean reminds us it has never cared for numbers, sensors, or careful planning. When Arctic storms rise, machines pause, algorithms stop, and men step forward. In the far north, where winds howl down fjords like wolves and the sea turns to black glass, fishermen still chase wild salmon, the ones that refuse captivity. Their world is not automated. It is instinct, timing, and luck, sharpened by cold. Each spring, tens of millions of young hatchery fish are released into open water, reinforcing ancient routes the wild fish still follow. The fjords become a migration corridor, part industry, part legacy, part memory, older than maps. For the fishermen who work the nets, the labor is unforgiving. Salt sears cuts open. Ropes take skin from hands. The ocean does not apologize for taking lives. It never has. A wave can roll a boat. Ice can lock a harbor shut. The cold is not weather, it is an adversary. They earn modest pay. Yet a single premium fillet may sell for more than a worker earns in a day. So we ask, are we feeding the world or fueling a machine that has forgotten the value of the hands that built it? Their ancestors read the sea by moonlight. Now they read tide charts beside algorithm-driven forecasts. If the ocean becomes fully automated, what becomes of the people whose lives are woven into it? After harvest, the salmon enter rooms colder than Arctic wind. Here, metal tables, conveyor belts, and human hands form a single synchronized process. It is quiet, except for the steady rhythm of knives and machines. Each fish, averaging around 5 pounds, is inspected for fat, marbling, firmness, and color. Uniformity is the standard. Every fillet is trimmed to match the next. Every gram is logged. No guesswork remains. To restaurants and consumers, this is luxury, flawless flesh delivered to sushi bars and fine dining tables in Tokyo, Paris, London, and New York. But behind that perfection lies constant energy consumption. Refrigerated transport ships, insulated trucks, temperature, controlled storage, non-stop electricity. Fillets are vacuum-packed and held between 0 and 4 degrees Celsius, or frozen at 18 degrees Celsius, then flown or shipped across oceans. When a fish travels farther than the fisherman who caught it, can we still call it fresh? Every kilogram carries an invisible cost not printed on any label. The cost of fuel, the cost of refrigeration, the cost of turning cold water into global wealth. Who pays that price? The climate, the ocean, or the future? And still there is pride. Norway has shaped its frozen seas into a symbol of mastery, innovation, and resilience. A promise that even the harshest environments can sustain life and prosperity. But as we refine nature into efficiency, the question remains, in controlling the sea, are we coming closer to it or drifting further away? From under the ice to plates across the world, the journey of Norwegian salmon is not only a story of wealth, but of ingenuity, sacrifice, and the fragile balance between progress and the planet. The sea provides, but it is not endless. It remembers, and it demands respect in return. This is Now Discover, where every wave, every creature, every story beneath the surface reveals the beauty, the cost, and the truth of the ocean.